these are all the materials we'll be needing. Okay, acrylic can, this little swash I made. Little swash I made. This is a single crochet, half double crochet, and a double crochet. I will not be needing this, but I keep on using this because it's the basics. Okay, these are the basic things you need to crochet, be it a bag or a top, whatever. You need to get your measurements correct. Okay, you need to get your measurements correct. Alright, so I'll be beginning with, okay, these are the same hook size but different stitches. Okay, same hook size but different stitches. All right, as you can see, this is 1 2 3 a 5-row double crochet. Same thing applies here. This is also a 5-row double crochet, and this is also another 5-row double crochet. Okay, so the stitch matters. Each crochet stitches has a different size. I used the same hook, same yarn, but it's giving me a different size entirely. So we're beginning with a single crochet. Yeah, I know the previous video I showed you how to make a single crochet, a slip stitch, and a foundation chain. I'll use this as a reference, and this is a, let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. So this is a 10 foundation chain project. 10 foundation chains that we're going to use. So that is multiple of 2 plus 1 for a single crochet. And to do that, we'll need to make our slip knots. Okay, pull, get your tail right, and I like to give this an extra space because I don't want my work too tight. So once you finish, you yarn over, you pull, yarn over, pull through 1. You've made 2 chains, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Multiple of 2 plus 1. That is, whenever any project is made, this is an extra tip I'm making. Whatever project you're making, you always see, be it a written pattern or a video just like this one, they always make mention of multiple of 5 plus 3, multiple of 2 as the crochet pattern will take. What they're actually telling you is that whatever you're making should be in a even number or an odd number. All right, multiple of 2, multiple of 10, multiple of 20, as the case may be. So whatever project you're making, you always count your stitch at that range. Okay, you make 20, you measure, make 20, keep on making 20 till you get to size you're looking for, all right, or the measurement of your body or your back, all right, or any other project that you're making. Okay, I don't know if I've made that and explainable. Then when they say +2, meaning the turning chain, that's what they're trying to say. So that one, either the project requires to be counted as a stitch or just for the turning chain to enable you crochet on the next row. I don't know if you don't understand. You can always go back to the comment section and drop your questions. I'll be happy to answer all of them. Okay, so we've made 10 foundation chains plus 1. Okay, so we are starting from this project from here, not this one. All right, we are starting from the second chain from the hook, because the first one or the last one is like a turning chain. So for us to make a single crochet is all round. You can use it to make beautiful pieces, or you can alternate them when you get to know more other stitch patterns. But single crochet, double crochet and half double crochet, they are like the day-to-day running of any crochet project. Like, you can't do without these three projects. You can't do without them. And also slip stitching, also you can't do without them. They are something that every day you must use it whenever you're projecting any project. So for this single crochet, we are going to take our hook from the second chain. We are not going to yarn over, all right? It's just from this hook, you insert, you yarn over, you pull through. We have 2 loops. Okay, it's because my strands is double, that's why you're seeing it this way, but just take it that it is 2 loops on the hook. Then you yarn over and you pull through the 2 loops. We just made ourselves the first single crochet. And I told you that as a beginner, right, don't forget your stitch markers, right? It is necessary. Even an advanced crochet maker will always want to use a stitch marker in some cases, in some projects, all right? So you take your stitch marker and you mark the stitch. I know why I'm saying it, because it can be overwhelming at times and you forget your last or your beginning stitch, and you either add or you decrease. So make sure you use your stitch marker. Okay, come back to the second chain or your foundation chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over again and pull through, the hook. Okay, you go to the third, you keep on making it this way, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. As you can see, I'm using this front loop or the back loop, whichever way you want to use it. But if you look at it this way, you can see the V chains, like I mentioned earlier in my previous video. Alright, and you hook. So you do the same, yarn over and you pull through. Okay, see. It's so simple. This is one of the easiest stitch you can ever use for any project. Alright. Insert your hook, pull through the loop, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. Okay. Do the same for this one and you pull through. So this is the last. This is the last. Yarn over, pull through. So we just made our first stitch or our first row. Okay, just made our first row, and as you can see, it's like the same. It's the same length and the same project. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you how to know your rows as you go. But for now, let's go to round 2. Round 2, it's still like a repetitive. Your chain 1. This is your turning chain. You turn this way. Okay. It was at your left hand. Now you're going to turn this way. Once you've finished, you move your project to the left. Okay, we're still going to use the stitch marker. I know why I'm saying this, because when I started, I did a lot of mistakes. Okay, I made a lot of mistakes, and this was one of it, not counting properly. Thinking, I'm a big girl, I know what I'm doing, but at the end, I either miss a stitch or I increase. So we made our first chain, so we're working right here. This is the first, we're working right here underneath this V stitch, this V. So if you take a project this way, you will come right here, and you make your first single crochet. Take your stitch marker and you mark that stitch. That's 1. So take your yarn, you insert, you can see where I'm pulling my, you insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through 2, you come over here, this is a V, as you can see, and you come over and you pull through. That is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are stitch marker. You remove that stitch. The stitch marker. And you work this on this last. Check your hook, yarn over, and pull through the loop. So we just made ourselves the second stitch, the second row. Alright, that is it. You can always go back to check, or you can slow this pattern. So moving ahead, how do we count this? It's very tiny, but how do we count this project? So I will always like to use this V and this other V opposite of the V to count my stitches. Alright, so I go over here. This is the first V, the opposite one is this way. Then if you come over to this other side, you see another V of it. So this is 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 1. Okay, I don't know, let me get, so I'm using this sheet of paper. If you want to understand what I'm trying to explain, say the first opposite V, it's more of this angle, and the next one you're going to see it's the other V that is facing upward, and the next one you're going to count is the third one, then the fourth, and lastly the fifth. So it's more of a zigzag motion. So each of it is the V upside down and the V facing up. Alright, I don't know if it's better to explain it that way, but if you look at it, that is what I'm trying to say. The first V is opposite, then the first one is up. If you can't remember that, you just look at it and you can see this other line, okay. After this V, you see a cross above it, or a stitch covering that. So this is one, two, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Alright, so this is V1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So that is how it is. So you look at it, you get your under V, your upper V, your down V, your upper V and your down V, as the case may be. You just keep on counting that way. But if you're not sure, you can always count in between. So if you look at this, it's like a little rig here. this rig. Let me use this hand. If you look at it here, there's a little rig around here. So this and this is 2, 4, and 1. So if I complete this to be a 6-row single crochet, you're going to see this rig here. So if you're looking at it, you just count 2, 4, 6, as the case may be. Right, I believe I have elaborated this project. So let's move on to the next. So for this is an half double crochet. Okay, this is an half double crochet, and it is also a pretty stitch that you can use to create different patterns. Right, so this is one. Okay, I'm not supposed to be doing that. I'm not supposed to be doing that. So let's dive in on how to make this. Is also a 10 chain stitch. Okay, there's also the 10 stitches and also 5-row the same thing. So let's get started. Your stitch markers are also important in this project. So as I've shown you, you take a yarn and you make your slip knots. Not too tight, not too loose, just in between. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Multiple of 2 plus 2. So you chain 1 and 1. So multiple of 2 plus 2. Multiple of 2 plus 2. So you're going to skip the first, the second, and we're going to work on the third chain from the hook. Work on the third. So you insert your hook here, yarn over, you pull through the loop. So now we have 3 loops on our hook, and we're going to yarn over and pull through the 3 loops. Okay, let's take it again. Yarn over, insert your hook to the chain, yarn over, you pull through, you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over again, and you pull through the 3 loops. To get the hang of it, single crochet, you only pull through 2 loops. For half double crochet, you pull through the 3 loops. Alright, and for slip stitching, you just pull through 1 loop. Alright, I believe it's an explainable. It's super easy. Alright, it's super easy. You can always tag along. Alright, so let's take it again. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, and you pull through the 3 loops. Yarn over, let's take it together. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, the 3 loops. Congratulations, you have made it this far. it. Good job. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull through and pull through the 3 loops from your hook. Okay, yarn over, you just made your half double crochet. Half double crochet. You can as well call it HDC. I'll come to that in my other video, in my next video, where I will show you the abbreviations of crochet stitches and patterns. You can go ahead to elaborate how to read charts. Okay, don't worry, you're in the right place. So you chain 1 and you chain 2 for your turning chain, and like I said, you move your work to the left, you yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, and you pull through the 3 loops, yarn over, insert your hook. Remember, underneath your V, you yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, and you pull through the loop. Alright, so let's count our stitch if it's 10 or less. So you come over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10. Count the stitch. It is super visible for you to understand. It is super easy to understand. If you look at it, it's more of like it's having a rig here and here, like a demarcations, or more of it replicates into this other place too. You have a rig here and here. Turning back to this place, you have one here and here. So if you want to count this, it's super easy. By the look of it, you understand that this is one stitch of half double crochet, or one row of half double crochet, and this is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth, and this is the fifth. But if you're confused or you can't recognize, you just look at this rig and you count it as even number, which is 2, 4, and 6 thereabouts. Okay, so this is 2 and 4 and 1, or you can count the rig as 1, 2, 3. You come to the back, 4 and 5. But that's a long story. Just look at it and you will know your next stitch, or you can widen it a little bit so you can know your next stitch. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4 and 5. Okay, but I usually use this pattern wherever I count by 2, alright, which is 2, 4 and 1. If I proceed more, I'll count it that way, or that pattern. It helps me to understand that each row, or each row I'm counting has 2 rows entwined. Okay, I don't know if I'm using a more explainable face for you, but that is how I understand, or I count my stitches. But mere looking at it, you can understand that this is 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5. Alright, it is super easy to understand. You insert your yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull yarn over, you pull through, and you pull through the 3 loops from the hook. So this is all we need to know about half double crochet, and let's move on to the next. So this is a double crochet stitch, and it's a little bit wide or long, whichever way you want to use it. I use the same stitch, same crochet hook, I mean to say, and it's a 5 row and a 10 foundation chain stitch, just like the rest of the other stitches. Okay, let's go ahead to make this. You all know the rules. You chain up 10 chains, you chain up 10, make your slip stitch, not too tight, not too loose. Alright, you make your first, so this is a chain of multiple of 2 plus 3. Alright, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So 10 chains plus 3. This is 1, 2 and 3. That is what half double crochet is. But if you are maybe you like your tension tight, then I'll prefer you use chain, 2 turning chains, 2 chains at this edge or at this end. Okay, but generally or basically is always 3 chain as your turning chain. Okay, so this is 1, 2 and 3, and we're working on the 4th chain from the hook. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through the loop. Now we have 3 loops on our hook. So yarn over and you pull through the first 2 loops. Then you have 2 loops remaining. You yarn over again and you pull through the 2 remaining loops. That is our first double crochet. You mark your stitch, don't forget that. I know I'm overemphasizing on this, but it is need it is needed. And if you don't have this fancy one, you can go ahead to look for a bobby pin. It serves, right? Or any little thing that you can use to mark it, that won't destroy the fabric, that won't destroy the yarn of your hook, of your project. So you yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, you pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, you pull through the first, and you pull through the second. That is how it is done. Let's take it again. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and you pull through 2. Go over, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, and you pull through 2. Insert your hook, pull through 2, and you pull through the 2 loops. It's super easy, and it is easy to grab. It's one of the simplest hook, or simplest stitch, simplest stitch pattern. Yarn over. In fact, all of it is simple. Okay, it is something you can always use in every stitch that you make. It is the basics that build up all the crochet patterns. These 3 patterns or 3 stitches that I show you, these are the basics. These are the everyday pattern stitches that you always use in any project. And half double crochet is commonly used, but you see double crochet, it is mainly used in majority of projects you see around. It is unique. Every stitch pattern is unique in its own way. So we have done with the first. So you want to count to be sure. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we're on the right track. Remember, make your turning chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Move your work to the left, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, pull through the 2 loops. You just made yourself the second row of your double crochet, and don't forget to mark that stitch. Right, if you can understand, I'm not making my stitch tight or my tension tight. Okay, yarn over, and you yarn over the 2 loops, and yarn over these 2 loops. Yarn over the 2 loops, and yarn over this other loops. insert your hook underneath your V. Remember, many a times you want to go under this place, but that is wrong, super wrong. This is the right place. You need to go underneath the V. Alright, pull through 2 and you pull through the 2 loops. Okay, you yarn over, insert your hook, pull through 2 and you pull through the last 2. It's super easy. Yarn over, pull through 2, pull through the other 2. You see? Who told you you can crochet? Let me see them. Who told you you can't crochet? This is super easy. This is super easy. Can you pull this out? Okay. And that is it. It's the same. It's super easy. So to count your stitch for a double crochet, it is visible to see. Yeah. This right here is your first row. This right here is your second. This is your third. And this is the fourth and fifth. Okay. If you move it to the other side, it's also the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double crochet is easier to count than slip stitch or single crochet. But half double crochet and this they are able to be counted easily more than these ones. But I know I've shown you the trick for this one and the trick for this other one also. The rig here is counting as 1, 2, which is 4. But this doesn't count any rig around because it's just straightforward. You can easily see as they go. This is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you go over to this other one. This is also a 5-row project, but it's looking very tiny even when I use a 3mm crochet hook. It's very tiny. But if you look at the half double crochet, it's maybe 1 or 2 inch higher. Then if you come over to the half double crochet, it's also 1 inch higher. Okay, so thank you for watching. If you're still watching, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, drop your comments, and share this video to help this community to grow to a higher end. See you in my next video.